Let's talk now about the language you need if you're the chairperson or the person who's leading a meeting. First, of course, you have to get people's attention by saying something like, "Okay, let's get started," or "Shall we begin?" If it's possible that everyone doesn't know each other, make introductions. You can say, "This is Michael Lee from Finance," or "Do you all know Michael Lee from Finance?" Sometimes a group is meeting for the first time. In that case, ask people to introduce themselves.
Let's take a couple of minutes for people to introduce themselves. Michael, why don't you start?
Next, state the objectives of the meeting. Explain what you need to do or what you hope to finish in the meeting.
Today we need to make a decision about the budget. By the end of this meeting, I hope we'll have a decision on the location.
You can also refer to the agenda if you made one, or just state your plan. You may need to explain who will do what. Use words like first, then, next, after that, and finally, to explain the order of the items. Then ask if there are any questions. This should only take a minute or two.
Here's what's on our agenda today. The first thing on our agenda is the budget. First, we're going to look at the cost of the project and then discuss our options. Then Neil will show us some data, and then Eric is going to tell us what the committee recommends. And finally, if we have time, we'll discuss the latest budget. Any questions before we begin?
Now it's time to get down to business. Here are some things you can say to start working on agenda items.
So, let's start with Neil. Shall we start with the budget? Tina, would you like to begin? Eric is going to show us the cost estimate.
As the lead, it's important for you to manage the discussion so that everyone has an opportunity to contribute and one person doesn't talk all the time. Ask quieter people by name to contribute. If one or two people dominate the discussion, thank them for their input before you ask someone else. Use other people's names as you ask them for their opinions or ideas.
Eric, what do you think? Okay, thanks, Neil. You made a good point. You've raised an important issue. I'm glad you brought that up. Does anyone want to add anything? Are there any questions?
Just a word about the vocabulary here. Make a point means to give a specific and logical reason. Keep track of how much time you gave to each item in the agenda and keep the meeting moving to accomplish its goals.
Let's move on to the budget. Are we ready to make a decision? We only have 5 more minutes. We need to watch the time here.
Sometimes people get off track in meetings. This means they start to talk about something else or get involved in a discussion that they don't have time to finish. It's the chair's job to pull people back to the topic or postpone a discussion until more information or maybe time is available.
Let's continue this in our next meeting or in email. Maybe this discussion could happen at a later time. How about postponing this discussion until our next meeting?
Postpone means to wait, to plan to do something later. Save a few minutes to summarize what has been decided in the meeting.
So we've agreed to change the date of the opening. Good. We've decided on the budget. Well, I think we have a good plan.
What happens if you have tasks that you need someone to take care of? How do you make sure that everyone follows up? Remind people of what needs to happen next, the action items, or what you're going to discuss at your next meeting.
Here are things we're going to follow up on. Eric is going to revise those cost estimates and send them to us. At a meeting next week, we'll discuss the building plans.
And don't forget to thank people for their participation.
Okay. Thanks for your input, everyone. All right. Thanks, everyone. Okay, good meeting. Thank you. Okay, see you next month.